done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com. Good morning, Tucson. We got a great show lined up for you on this Monday, June 6th. Joining me this morning is Powers. Good morning, Powers.
Good morning, Beef.
A special treat this morning coming in 5 seconds prior to the show open, Mr. Austin. Good morning, Austin.
Yeah, good morning, buddy.
Yeah, you feeling better now?
A little bit, yep.
Austin's going through some things. He came in with the funk. And the funk is going around. We got our, fourth spike of the old COVID?
Yeah. Is this that?
I don't think it's that.
Well, I didn't really, when I had COVID, I wasn't really puking.
Right.
Yeah, he's puking. And puking is not necessarily a COVID-y side effect.
No,
right?
But you've been waking up puking the last couple days?
Last like 2 or 3 days, yeah.
Are you withdrawing off of methadone?
We'll talk about that off there.
Real question.
No,
you shave your head. You look you look like you could be withdrawing off of methadone. That's why I had to ask that first as it goes down the checklist. Yeah.
I was going to say pregnant, obviously. Do you think you're pregnant?
Could be.
Oh, you never know.
Again, see, when you ask him questions, his immediate reaction is try to go with like shtick and like, give me the honest answer. Oh, you're obviously not
honest
pregnant.
answer. I really don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
You just been nauseous for 3 days in a row.
Yeah, and it's not like it's consistent. Like I'll wake up and my stomach will just be like, and I'll be like, oh no.
You've been drinking a lot?
Kind of.
Yeah, okay.
I was going to ask, is it that? Were you drinking?
Well, I wasn't drinking last night.
Right. But did you binge this weekend? Yeah, that's fine.
Have you eaten a gas station sandwich? Are you filled with parasites?
Could be. It could be a lot of things.
A lot of factors.
Yeah,
here.
I do sometimes eat gas station food.
See?
Yeah, and that's fine. I mean, you're 20 years old. You're going to be fine.
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it either. In fact, actually, I mean, if I was concerned that I would catch your funk, I would kick you out of the studio because we're both germaphobes, and Powers and I, we're older men. We're not trying to get sick. Rico's out, might be out this week because he had flu-like symptoms. And I texted him. He posted this on Instagram because he went up to Phoenix and he came back early. And he described that he's just like feeling like hell. And he's just like, Enrico's so stubborn that he's not a COVID denier, but he denies that he would ever get COVID.
Yeah. And
so I'm like, hey, bud, you feeling okay? He's like, no, I'm feeling like hell. I got this flu. And I'm like, you realize the flu's not a thing anymore, right? It's 100% eradicated. It's all COVID. And it's not necessarily people are catching the flu right now, not necessarily flu season in June, but we are like experiencing a fourth spike of COVID, dude. And he's just like, no, it's just the flu. Okay. Yeah, it's just, the flu that makes you not be able to smell or taste anything, So Rico's doing okay. I'll check back in with him later today after the show to see how he's holding up. But it was kicking his ass for sure. So I'm going to have to drop off one of those non-flu tests at his spot to make sure he could pass that before he gets back in the building. It's not the flu. God, these are our friends, man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We're a mess.
Yes.
We're a hot mess.
I know. That's all right, though. You make me feel better about myself. Like I got my act together, even though I don't.
What are friends for?
Yeah. I went out. I tried to do an adulting thing this weekend and go buy a new couch. And I failed twice. On Saturday, I went there and I was butting heads with my girlfriend because she was upset I didn't measure our couch before I went there. Classic man move.
Yeah.
I'll eyeball it.
I'll eyeball this whole couch.
I'm pretty good with my eye measurements. So we're sitting there. I'm looking at one of these couches. I have one of those reps, following us around to get the commission like a hawk. She overhears us kind of like butting heads and arguing about it. And she's like, you guys doing okay? And I'm like, no, we're not. We're fighting, and got her involved in our drama. And then this made my girlfriend mad and she stormed off. And then she stormed off. I'm like, well, I'm not having a good time. And if I'm going to spend a couple $1,000s, I want to have a good time doing it. So I'm like, F this, I'm out. So I storm out of the furniture store and I text them both, my daughter and my girlfriend, like, you better come out here because I'm leaving. So they come out, big temper tantrum. And so we get in the car, we go home and nothing. Now, my girlfriend and I had it out, had some words and, ironed out some things, and the next morning, fresh start. Things are good. We have a good day going on. And say, let's go back to, let me get this measuring tape. I'll measure the couch, and then we'll go back and get this couch, like we planned this weekend. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So I measure the couch. I got the tape measurement thing in my pocket, so I'm ready to go. And so we go to the furniture store again, ask for the same sales rep lady.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, sorry about yesterday, but we're back and we're in business. We want to buy a couch today, so we're going to let you know. So we go around, we measure a bunch of things, and she's like, okay, how do you want to do this? I'm like, I'm going to, apply for financing, right? And she's like, okay, how much do you think you'll get? And I'm like, I've been paying off my credit cards regularly. I've been adulting for a while now, Roxy. I'm going to nail this, a few thousand easy off the top. I mean, you might try to give me this whole store, but I don't want it. Just want this couch. So I go in and I fill out the whole application after spending over an hour sitting in all these couches, bouncing up and down. Oh, is this one good? What about this? Oh, you like to feel this? Oh, sit over here. Okay, I can imagine watching TV on this, and going through that whole process.
Yeah.
Over an hour, sitting in all these different couches. Like, we found our bottom two of what we're going to pick. So we're ready to go. So I fill out the little application thing, get it back. Boom. Only approved for $1,000. That's half of the cheap couch I was looking at.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, and she's like, well, maybe it's a mistake. I'm like, yeah, I think it's probably a mistake, Roxy. Why don't you go check to see if you can get my credit increase? Because, like I said, I've been adulting for a while. And she went back. She did everything she could. She came back. She's like, it came down to $750. Oh my God. Is that even possible? So long story short, I'm going to be sitting on my crappy couch for a while. I don't think I'll be able to afford a real one. There's so much for adulting. That was my weekend. And then that's not even the Morning Moron. The Morning Moron is going to up that story. I'm going to have that coming up after See There. Let's kick things off with Days of the New, because it's going to be a good day on this Monday. Phone lines are open if you want to give us a shout. 600 KFMA. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Let's go. Let's get back on there. Oh, you almost caught me. Vaping on the stream. You don't want to do that.
That's right.
Yeah, because we don't vape in the studio. Not allowed to vape in the studio. It's company policy. You'll never catch me doing it on the stream. Here's a close-up look at Austin.
Look at him. Tired. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Cut
Look
back
good.
to. Oh, what's wrong? Huh? Is there a fire?
Well, no, yeah, there was a
Hang on,
fire.
put
There's a
that
little
out.
smoke going on
Just
there.
I'll stamp it out. I
All right.
stamped it out. It's
Welcome,
good.
everybody. Thank you for joining the podcast broadcast. We got a good amount of stuff to talk about. Of course, we've been having a great time making fun of Austin this morning, which is super easy to do. Definitely set the tone for the Monday, right? We've been feeling good. We also, since Austin is now single, he was cleaning out his apartment yesterday. And, and you got it nice and clean for the ladies now?
Oh, yeah.
Are you back on the dating sites?
No.
Okay. Well, when you do, and you should, I don't know, I'd let the hair grow in a little bit more, because you don't want to attract the wrong kind of lady. The kind that likes swastikas. So
yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
didn't want to say it, but I'll let you say it.
yeah. Since you're going to be doing that here eventually, I'm sure pretty soon, I got some tips for you. Overused phrases and whatnot that I came across, which is pretty good. I also got some great news that Kat Rumbly would really love. So you might even see her pop in. So that's happening and more. So we're getting up. We're gearing up. You have a good weekend, Powers? I didn't ask you.
I did, but I will also back that up. Remember, when I showed up, single, right? Ready to find someone, tip after tip, helping me with my photos, helping me do this stuff. I mean, it didn't matter. It was a chick that called into the show, and then I just, stalked her a little bit, and then we became good friends.
Right.
But yes, helpful. Listen to him with dating advice. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I know how to set my friends up for success. That's what I do. I lift those up around me. We've already established this. And yeah, this guy, it's a little too much, actually. I'm trying to pull it back.
It's true. I did have a
Created
good
a
weekend.
monster.
That's right. I created a good weekend is what I did.
Yeah.
I think you got
Because-
too comfortable, Powers.
Hey, that's fine. I'm very happy.
Yeah.
And met, hung out, got invited over for dinner. So that's nice. And then introduced my girlfriend to my parents via the old video phone.
Okay.
Introduced her parents.
So they had to see if she's real or not.
Yes, because no one believes
No,
me.
not at all. Not
Someone
at all. And
accused
then she's
me-
attractive.
Right? Someone accused me of taking just like, that's a clip from a modeling website that you just put. That's obviously a phony girlfriend.
I know. I actually was showing a picture of your girlfriend off to one of our mutual friends. I won't say who it was, but I was like, yeah, this is the girl that, Powers is dating. And he was like, wow, you can't even tell she has a dick.
What a terrible thing to say. My goodness. Who would even say that?
I
'Cause now
like I
want to
said,
punch that person.
Anonymous. Well, that's why, just to protect your fist from that person.
Yeah.
Because I imagine the bones are brittle, but because you're over 5'9", we established that earlier this
I
morning.
carry pocket sand and I'm not afraid to cheat.
Okay.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
I'll win that fight.
Wrestling tactics 101.
I'm going to win that
All
fight.
right. So we're on here in 8 seconds. Get back here on the FM side as they're going to give Austin some tips. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Our young friend Austin here is newly single. He went through a breakup a few weeks ago. It's the reason why he wasn't on the show. He needed to heal. Are you feeling better in general?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang in there.
Life goes on. At this age, this is when men are craziest about women. But at the same time, you have a plethora of opportunities and experiences with other people ahead of you because you're so young. So your next one will probably not be as good as your last one, but 3 girls down will be better than the one you dated before.
Usually how it works.
Yeah. But if you're going to get onto the dating websites, I have some tips to give you here.
Yeah.
I came across annoying phrases that you don't want to use on your dating app profile. These are phrases that you'll see people using. You don't even want to match with these people, but you definitely don't want to be one of those people as well. Okay. Like the fluent in sarcasm line. Have you seen this? You were on Tinder for a minute.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, what, people that write I'm fluent in sarcasm?
Yes. Yes.
That's a lame, sure.
Yes, absolutely. I have a feeling actually a lot of these phrases, because you like hokey in a way,
Oh,
you'd be like, I love that. I would use that. Don't.
Okay.
Don't.
I don't need to.
Don't even think about
Don't point and look at me. I have a girlfriend now. Look at him.
it. Don't.
This is his role now.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Austin doesn't look like a guy who would ever say fluent in sarcasm.
No.
Yes. All right. He's shaking his head no, which is great
Absolutely
for radio.
not.
Okay.
Yes.
The next line. I'm an open book. Just ask.
Okay.
Did you fall for that one? Did you use that one?
I have not.
Because I know that you're honest.
I'm an open comic book. So, just-
Okay.
When I had a Tinder account a long time ago, I did see that a lot.
Yep.
Yes, of course. It's something that you saw. I mean, it's cliche at this point.
Mhm.
Don't be that person.
Right.
At this point, you look like a bot,
Mhm.
essentially.
Yeah,
Like,
good
this person's
point.
not even real. And it's a lazy approach to writing a profile that doesn't tell you anything about the person,
Yes.
Exactly.
right? If the whole point of your bio is to help others know if they want to talk to you, then you got to give them something to talk about.
Just makes me lose interest immediately.
Yeah. Like, hey, I will put literally 0 effort in anything that we do. Just ask.
Just ask.
Uh-huh. All right. Say height XXX because apparently that matters, right? So when you do that, yes, we know it matters, but shut the F up about it,
Yeah.
right? And don't be going out there. First off, you're lying anyways. There's Tinder tall and then there's real tall, right? So when it comes to dating apps, a guy's always going to give himself an extra inch in any discussion, whether
Yeah,
talking about height or anything else.
I'll say in a few areas.
Mhm. So listing how tall you are in your bio with a snarky comment after your height kind of makes it like you have the hang up.
You're projecting.
Yes,
Yep.
absolutely. And future matches might not care at all. They usually do, but they might not.
Yeah.
Writing this, I'm bad at replying.
Eh,
All right. You don't want to add that because, this should probably work on that since that's how most of these dating sites work.
Yeah.
You don't want to say that you're bad at replying. You just want to be good at replying.
Yeah.
All right. 3 more that I want to share with you. Not looking for a pen pal. Okay.
I've never seen that one.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah,
I've
you know,
seen that a few times.
yeah, it's not usually. Well, I guess that would be like the more attractive girls who are saying that because maybe they're getting catfished or whatever the case. Or maybe they're just straight up prostitutes. I don't know. Like, I'm not looking for a pen pal. I'm looking to bang.
It's one or the other.
Apparently, yes.
Here for a good time, not a long time. That's something to be said.
Yep, banging.
Yeah, for
Now,
being
again,
upfront.
When you're saying some of these things, don't put these on your profile. Some of these sound like things guys are going to put.
Yes. Well, I'm telling Austin not to put this on his profile.
Yeah, don't do
Yeah,
that.
not be that guy.
Yeah.
Now you'll see women do the same thing.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it does go both ways, just like Austin's last girlfriend. All right. And the final thing not to put on your dating profile is quotes way too much from The Office. So trying to use common interests to attract potential match is good, but you may want to pick up an interest that's more unique to you than liking one of the most popular shows in recent history. You know, so like
Yeah.
a lot of office references were around when I was on those dating sites. Now, I guess it probably changed a little bit, even though the office is still popular.
Yeah.
But what would that show be?
I don't know. When I was doing it, The Simpsons was the thing to do. A lot of Simpsons references, but that was like 10 years ago. Now
Yeah.
it's The Office. I don't know what's new these days.
Yeah, no, we weren't
Worried
asking
about
you
it?
anyways. I'm never like I ask you. You have wisdom in a lot of different areas, but not like current things. You know, like current trends. What are the cool people doing, Powers? No, I don't want to ask that. but-
Aren't the cool people on fleek? That's what they're doing, right?
Oh, see, you make me cringe on the inside. You made Austin's phone go
Yeah,
down.
you made my
Yeah.
phone
True.
flip out.
It's
Hey.
true.
We're going to keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. You can join us on the Facebook page, youtube.com/beefvegan, or on Twitch. We'll be right back after this.
YOLO.
He had to throw one more in there. Had to
YOLO. I'm going to
You're
make
right
like a
now.
YOLO joke for like a week.
For a week, you've been wanting
No,
to make.
not really, but I don't know. I just thought
a
of YOLO
YOLO
again
joke.
a little while ago.
All
I
right.
was like, that's so stupid and funny.
All right, let's see.
Finally
We
saw
got a
your
lot of
opportunity.
comments
Oh,
here.
say it.
Oh, the Tinder. Yes, the Tinder. I got some. Let me just send this out. Oh, we've had so much that we've covered this morning. So, with that, let's share today's morning moron. Check this out. 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. It's now 6:17. Time for your morning moron. Let's do this. Oh, this one is a doozy. All right, now, you know, Austin's just going through a breakup. You know, it's a thing. Guys are the craziest when it comes to the opposite sex in their early 20s. That's when we're most jacked up on testosterone and insecurity. So, you know, any kind of situation domestically is going to be exasperated by our emotions and our chemical imbalances. That just be a lesson to anyone who out there in their early 20s.
Did you get a medical degree over the weekend? That was
Yeah,
great.
thank you. Yeah, I read a book. So, I mean, it's a PSA. It goes with the territory, and it does get better. That's what I can tell you, my friend. I know I've been through the same thing, so I could relate to this guy, but he's still a morning moron because I can't relate that hard. Because what this guy did, it could end up landing him in prison for the rest of his days.
Ooh.
He's a 21-year-old named Brian Hernandez, and he got mad at his girlfriend last Wednesday night. So he decided to break into a Dallas Museum of Art around 9:30 p.m. Right? And he destroyed over $5 million worth of art because he was mad at his girlfriend. He used a stool to break 2 display cases and then smashed a Greek vase and pot or vase from the 5th and 6th century BC. So about like 2,500 years old. Now, those alone were worth about $5 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, talking about throwing a temper tantrum, there's so many better places to throw a temper tantrum. Go to the dollar store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good call. I was going to say like a Burger King, maybe.
Right, if you want to try to break stuff. But yeah, I mean, even in a dollar store, you break everything in the store. That's still like, what, $2,000? You can pay that off. But yeah, so he also smashed a bowl worth $100,000 and a weird bottle shaped like an alligator worth 10 grand. All because he's mad at his girlfriend. While he's at the museum, she's probably banging like 2 dudes at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say this is no skin off her back.
Yeah, exactly. But that still doesn't make it a good enough excuse to start breaking a bunch of stuff that's not yours.
Is she an artist? Why did he go to the art museum to get revenge on her?
Unfortunately, we're going to have more questions and answers when it comes to this piece, but that is an excellent question. Security guards stopped him before he could do any more damage, and he told the cops, quote unquote, he just got mad at his girl. So he broke in, started destroying property. And they're like, yeah, well, that's dumbass excuse. And your ass going to jail. They charge him with criminal mischief and more than $300,000. And the penalty for that is 5 years to life in prison. And I will have a mugshot to show you on the podcast broadcast stream of this kid, future incel. I mean, legitimately, because he's not going to be able to bang his girlfriend while he's in prison.
Certainly not.
That's a fact. And there's Brian right there. So getting
little
mad at
fool.
your girlfriend, going in and breaking priceless art and artifacts definitely makes you a morning moron. All right, we're back here live. I came across so many different cool little tidbits of news this morning. It's pretty fun. Like, did you know? I just came across this. According to some new analyst, according to a new, how do I pronounce this? Anal cis. America's top 5 hiking cities are Portland, Oregon, Tucson, Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, Colorado Springs, and I forgot after that, but 2 cities here. It's Cat Rumbly. Good morning, Cat Rumbly.
Hi. I told you. I've been telling you this forever that Tucson is one of the best places to hike, and you follow me and you unfollow me. It's just like, stick with it, B.
Follow and unfollow. No, I didn't unfollow you. I just blocked you for a little bit because I thought you were photoshopping those hiking pics. I didn't realize it was real hiking tips.
Right.
So
you can't just walk outside and see it yourself. I gotcha.
Have you been in all these spots, the hike, the Portland, Oregon? Have you been to Portland hiking?
Yeah, I have been to Portland. I went in, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. It's beautiful.
What about Colorado Springs? I feel like there's not real hiking in Colorado Springs. I feel like it's just people getting high on meth and walking.
What? No.
Yeah, no.
Colorado's beautiful. I haven't been to Colorado Springs, but it's definitely on my list.
Yeah. Well, and that's good news then. That hiking in Tucson and Phoenix are the top 5 in the entire country, and you happen to be awesome in one of them. Yeah, and you've been hiking. You were sick last week, but did you come back from Utah last week?
I came back from Utah. I think it's been 2 weeks now. I don't know. It's crazy. I haven't even shared, like, you know how I always have fails on my adventures?
Yes.
Just always.
Yes.
I got my Subaru stuck in sand, and I literally dug it out with my own hands. Like, once I get the video put together, I'll share it with you.
Wait. You had to set up your phone to record the video, then dig it out?
Well, I mean, I had a tripod, but yes. Yes, I was in the middle of nowhere, and my Subaru got stuck, and I had to shovel it out because I didn't want to spend $500 to get it towed.
Yeah, you don't have to. I'll give you a tip here. Next time you get stuck, this will keep you from getting dirty. You just have to let some air out of your tires.
No, I
know that. Yeah,
I do actually. No, I used firewood that I had in my car to anyway, you'll see. And then I ended up getting stuck twice more. It was the worst. It was hell. I literally, the road caved in on me and I was hanging off the road. So that was cool.
Oh, no, that's not good at all. No, I just had my friend Ashley. She tumbled down the mountain. Luckily, she's still alive. So she was up in I want to say Prescott area. And she was driving around and she moved to the side of the road to let a car pass her as she was going up this mountain road. And she went a little too far over and it just slid down. And if it wasn't for a tree, like a big ass thick tree that she ran into, she would have tumbled 200 feet down.
Wow.
Yeah. And she still got fucked up. She got a concussion and everything. And that kind of stuff concerns me and worries me. I get so worried when you go on these solo adventures, Kat. You should at least bring Austin with you.
Or get AAA.
Yeah.
I have AAA, but they don't cover non-maintained roads.
Oh, no kidding.
I called, and so I had a guy on standby, but I was like, I'm going to do this. I had a shovel in my car, randomly. And so I just shoveled it out. It was nuts.
Yeah. Well, at least you got out. Yeah. 3 times.
Yeah.
Here's another tip. I know that you don't want mansplaining or just random advice, but
sure.
As far as driving in a desert, because I'm a desert rat, right? I grew up in the desert, going to desert parties, and I knew this. I was always the guy that would not get stuck. Mm-hmm. I found out about letting the air out of the tires one night that we were joyriding in a girlfriend's dad's car. Van, and I was romping through and I ran through some trees and then we went into the sand pit. We were stuck for hours until the cops found us. And then they're like, hey, stupid, just get the air out of the tires. And that's when I found that out. I was 17 years old.
It's not once you're stuck, I don't really know if the air out of the tires helps when you're driving in sand. Especially no,
it helps you when you're stuck to get out. Legitimately, it does. I've seen it. I buried this van so deep in sand, and all they did was go, psst. All right, now drive. And then I'm whoop, I'm floating on sand, son of a bitch. Yeah.
Son of a
yeah. All right. So the other tip that I was going to give you for not getting stuck is drive where you see shrubbery. Now, the little bushes, obviously you're not going to drive over trees, but where you see weeds and whatnot, that's all hard ground. That's rooted and that's not sand. So if there's plants that can grow on it, it's hard enough for you to drive on it. And that was always my way of getting to some of the hardest places, because I always would have like a shitty beater for a car, like my mom's Buick. And I'd be going out to like desert parties with all these like lifted trucks that they were still getting stuck in sand because there were morons driving them, obviously.
Yeah.
But they'd be like, how'd you get this car to this location? And it's because I'm not stupid. I would just drive over the weeds and all the shrubs. And yeah, I mean, I'd make my car dirty.
There were no weeds. I gotta show you this video. Anyway, it was crazy. I can't wait for you to see it because you're gonna be like, I cannot believe you got yourself out of that situation.
Are you gonna be able to show us the video this week when you come into the show?
Maybe
We could debut it.
yeah,
No?
we could debut my my disaster. Yeah, we'll see.
I'm sure it's fun. I got a minute before we get back on the air. I want to keep you on here because it has something to do with food delivery. And I know that you're dabbling in all that kind of like, not DoorDash, but, different types of stuff.
Instacart, Uber Eats. And then I actually just got accepted for, for Shipped. They're like another shopping app. So they're sending me my package today. I'm like, I have to wear a
Shipped.
shirt. I'm like, this is so lame.
Right. That's a trip, though. I mean, I need to get into some more side hustles myself, considering that my new contract wasn't as lucrative as I was hoping. So I'm like, okay, looks like multiple jobs remain for me. But yeah, Shipped, huh?
It's a good way. It's a good way to pay down your vet bills from your dogs.
Yeah, well, when you have multiple dogs and rescues and stuff that need to go to the vet every other week, I understand. All right, let's get back on the air. I like to throw that out there. Rock 102.1 KFMA, welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Here's the deal, right? Well, inflation is getting out of control. We know this. Gas prices suck. Everything that you notice when you go out is more expensive. So more and more of us, present company included, need a side hustle and a working gig. And joining us via satellite on the podcast broadcast is the beautiful Kat Rumbly. And she has multiple side gigs as well. Like right now, what are your side gigs that you're doing?
My side gigs right now are Uber Eats, Instacart, and I just got accepted for Shipped.
Yeah, Shipped. All right, nice.
Do they spell shipped all weird?
Yes.
Yeah, it's on brand.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
PT. Yeah, exactly.
Can I ask you a question? Can you be completely honest? Because I know the Uber Eats people aren't listening, but have you ever eaten like a fry or any kind of food when you're
No.
delivering?
I haven't.
No?
I haven't, but like when I was working one of the late night shifts, 2 a.m. at like Collegeville, I was looking at the other Uber delivery drivers like in the parking lot with me, and I was like, like
Yeah, they eat. Are they all fatties? Yeah.
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah. The reason why I asked this is because Kat is alone in this. There's a real dark side to food delivery. And yes, out of 500 delivery drivers that was asked this question, 8 in 10 has said they've eaten part of a customer's order. 8 in 10.
It's not surprising because a lot of people that I drop off to are like, I've literally had people say, "Hey, thanks for not eating my stuff." I'm like, yeah.
Wow.
I bet some people must notice this happens, just like, yeah, I'm fine. And that's a part of it.
I guess. I mean,
I lose my
No,
mind.
if someone ate my food that I just delivered, I would raise hell. I'd be like,
I'd lose it.
yeah.
I've seen a picture on the internet of people delivering a pizza and there's a slice missing.
Right.
Like straight up.
Oh
It's not even
my
like they're
God.
trying.
I know they could at least shave it down. Yeah, 1 in 10 have peed or peed on or near a customer's home as well. Kat, have you ever peed on a customer's home after you delivered for them?
no.
She got to say
I
yes to one of
definitely-
these.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely pee outside all the time when I'm hiking and stuff, but like, what? I'm so confused. Every place that you go to pick up food has a bathroom.
Yes.
Yeah, but people are, eating all that food and getting full.
Yeah.
And then they just go, oh, I feel a rumbly in my tumbly, and it's not a cat rumbly right there.
Yeah, I drank half of your Dr. Pepper and I just really have to pee. Yeah, so they say there's a reason behind the bad behavior, though, which doesn't make sense at all. They say customers treat them poorly overall, so that's why they're eating their food. But of course, you're going to be treated poorly after you eat their food before you deliver it, dummy.
Yeah.
They're not treating you poorly beforehand. In fact, you have no communication with them whatsoever. It's a ding on your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. 73% of people say they are tipped very poorly and have been tip baited. What is tip baited?
It's
Babe,
probably
I'm
it's when
do
when
this
they,
and I'll
It's
Well,
when
that's the
they
expert.
say they're- Huh?
We're asking you, Kat. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was like, why is so many people talking?
Yeah.
it's
Why is the guy who never did it at all
Right.
saying it?
basically it's when someone says they're gonna give you a big tip and then you deliver it and they remove it. That's never happened to me.
Ah.
That's never happened to me. But people need to be strategic. Like, don't take jobs that have low tips. It's really simple.
Yeah. Well, that's what I thought. Like when you're doing like a DoorDash or Uber Eats, you tip ahead of time. You know, so
Do you?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So
then
you
what are they
see it.
complaining
You can
about?
change. You can change it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't happen to you. Pretty girl shows up, drops off some food to be like, oh, I need to give you an extra $1. Maybe
That
she'll come back.
happens. That happens
Mhm.
to me. It's awesome, but it's not necessarily because of my looks. Like I'm a really
Okay.
good-
Sure.
I'm a
Sure.
really good grocery shopper. You don't
You're
get
such a good grocery shopper.
She's
I know.
so good at grocery shopping.
Yes, yes. And it's so weird that it's only guys that are just like, she's
No,
a
that's
really
not
good
true.
grocery shopper.
It's not true.
And girls that like girls. It's fine.
Look,
You're dumb.
did everyone hear her roll her eyes? Because she rolled them pretty
Yeah,
bad.
that's true.
All right. We're going to keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. You can join us on the Facebook page or youtube.com/BeVegan. More Be Vegan Presents coming up after the break. Sorry to get so crude. That's kind of what I
Get a
do.
gif on a loop.
I'm
of
glad
her
you're
like
feeling
this.
Yeah.
Like,
I literally just black out when you talk now, so it doesn't
wait,
matter.
what's going on? We still
Well, that's good.
hang on. We still
That's
have
fair.
radio in here.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's
all
better.
right. All right. Not bad.
I was trying to get his attention. Like,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw it the
I'm
whole
like
time.
waving the
The whole
headphones.
entire
He
time.
didn't notice.
Nah,
I was
didn't
just sitting
notice.
back waiting for him.
Right?
I
You
was
just sitting
like,
back
let's
the
see how
whole
long it
time.
takes,
That's
yeah.
fine. Yeah, but you're feeling better now. You were sick all last week, and you're all recovered.
Yeah.
Was it
it's-
COVID-y? Did you take a test?
I did take a test, but it was negative. But I think what's funny is like we forget that you can just get a cold. Like,
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so
I
I
know.
think it was just a cold, but it was like all week. I bought a humidifier. Like,
Mm,
yeah, I've never bought one. It
yeah.
helped. I
That's
know.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was weird. I don't know, but I feel
What-
better.
What day do you want to come in this week?
Not tomorrow.
All right, let's do Wednesday.
Okay.
Hump day. You down with that?
Yeah, I'm down.
All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for popping in on the stream. And you look fantastic. And yes, and that's good news for hiking people, right? So if
Yeah,
you
it's
guys want to
awesome.
hike, follow the Curious Cat. Hey, did
With
you like my
great-
little promo clip I posted on the KFMA Instagram page? I tagged you in it.
What was it?
You don't remember? It was a little video clip of
Of the avatar
logo. Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Did you
cute.
get any likes and follows from that?
I don't know. Probably not.
I probably. It was a little clip where we're going for the before and after.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and I'm being me, crude and rude. But at the same time, I was like, this is an excellent commercial. As a marketing guy, and I did.
Here, I can't.
Oh,
I'm
Kat.
actually the marketing professional, but
I majored in marketing in college.
mm,
That was the only classes I was really showing up to.
My entire freelance career is based on this. I'm a pro.
Hmm.
All right. I'm gonna design those things. I know what's up.
Yeah. And Austin knows how to spell marketing.
Do you?
I'm just kidding.
And
real quick.
wait a minute.
Real
wait,
quick.
do you guys agree? There's a comment that says I look like Christina Ricci without makeup.
Yeah, I have a crush on Christina Ricci. So yeah, she's a great looking chick.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. And if you see her in yellow jackets, that's pretty nice too.
Yeah.
So I can see it, but your forehead's not as big. So work on that.
No one's is.
That's true. That's a regular forehead. All
It's
right, it's a 4.5 head, but it's not a 5 head.
not a 5 head.
Yes, Christina Ricci, 5 head all day long. Yes. But all right, I'm gonna let you get back to your thing, okay? I'll see you Wednesday and I'll text you later.
Great.
Yes, Kat, everybody. She's the best. So yes, Tucson and Phoenix, both great hiking destinations.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I know that we also have some of the best biking as well.
Yeah, I mean all the outdoor stuff, even though I don't know if they asked this survey in June or July, when it's 110 degrees and
Yeah.
just getting hotter. And
Yeah, that's what 5 a.m. is for, brother. It's always beautiful.
That's true. No, I do dig that. That's the best part of this gig is,
Yep.
waking up early, the best time of day. So, get used to that. Even though Austin today, he rolled into at 5:59 and
40.
40. Yeah.
550 was the best. He
Like a
walks in
champ.
the door, and Beef just goes, "It's 5:59:40,"
That's right.
and I
With-
laughed my ass off.
Without yelling, without trying to, reprimand him, I just wanted to clearly state the time, and the rest of it, I would hope that our young friend would understand the point of stating the time.
I do.
Okay,
I do.
He knew
But
it. You
we-
came in like a puppy that had peed on the rug. for
he's
sure.
coming in with a butt though. He's trying to give an excuse right now.
Okay.
What is it?
What do you got?
No, I was just saying we had covered, the past few mornings on air. Did
What do
we
you
cover
mean?
that on the podcast?
What do you mean?
Like the reason why I was late today.
Why were you late today? You got
It was
3
a-
hours of sleep because you were cleaning.
It was a bullshit
no.
reason. Yeah.
Why?
But-
No, why? Because I puked this morning.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that apparently. So, Austin here, any doctors in the stream? He's waking up just puking apparently nowadays.
Mhm.
Past like 2 or 3 mornings.
So he's either pregnant or what do we think it could be? Just
Yeah.
parasites, or are you allergic to being single?
Could be.
Yeah.
Someone told me that it could be a lack of sleep.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Which
How much sleep
I
did you
can
get the other
totally
day?
see. Probably like 4 hours.
Okay. So exhaustion.
So
And
yeah,
then heavy drinking.
yeah, been drinking a little more lately.
Okay.
Being
Jay,
honest about that.
let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You didn't get that much sleep last night, right?
No.
How attractive do I look to you right now on a scale of 1 to 10? No homo.
About 3.
That's cold.
Yeah, I know. Now give me the serious answer.
6.
6.
There we go. Yeah.
All right, so I went from 3 to 6.
Yeah.
I feel like if you got a good night's sleep, my score would be higher. And the reason why I know this, because a new study in Sweden.
Look at
see?
him. He's a pro.
Yeah, that's
He's
right.
a pro.
That's right. Segue. A new study in Sweden found that we see other people as less attractive when we're tired or haven't gotten enough sleep. This is legitimate. They track people's eye movements after a full night of sleep and after no sleep. And when people hadn't slept, they spent less time fixating on other people's faces. They also rated them as less attractive. So being tired is kind of like having beer goggles, but in reverse.
Interesting.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, that's right. That's what we're here for, to give you interesting tidbits. So get a full night's sleep, come back and rate me an 8 or you're fired.
Will do, buddy.
In case you missed F My Life from this morning, well, a little something like this.
Did you get caught self-loving by your mom?
Awkward.
It is awkward. Did you do something that got you fired from your job?
I just get stupider.
It's fun being stupid.
Don't hide this in vain. Let us laugh at your pain. Call 600 KFMA right away.
I promise we won't embarrass you.
Because Beef Vegan presents F My Life. F My Life. F My Life.
Yes, Rock 102.1 KFMA. Time for another edition of F My Life. Over the weekend, Mondays are always good for FMLs. You can get your F My Life situation into my email inbox at beefvegan@kfma.com. But of course, as always, if you have an F My Life you care to share on the air, you give us a call 600 KFMA. That's 600-5362. If we all agree your life is F, we might even hook you up with tickets for As I Lay Dying. All right, Austin and Power is going to weigh in on these FMLs. You ready?
Yeah.
Here's our first situation sent to me by Kyle. He said, yesterday, my boss wanted to promote me to a managerial position. I declined the position, saying I don't think I'm ready and experienced enough for that role. I was then fired instead for not accepting the promotion. I was fired for being honest. F My Life. What do you say, Powers?
Yeah, like I say, anytime you lose your job, that's an F my life.
All right. What do you say, Austin?
Definitely F my life.
Yeah, next time, Kyle, fake it till you make it. In that situation, you shouldn't doubt yourself like that. So definitely F your life, but you did that to yourself.
Yeah.
Next F My Life situation, Tamara sent me this one. She said, over the weekend, I went to the Diamondbacks game. During the 7th inning stretch, they showed me on the Jumbotron. It was just in time for the entire stadium to see me pull out a tampon out of my purse. F My Life. What do you say, Austin?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. What do you say, Powers?
I'm gonna go with Big Baby.
I'm gonna
You just shrug your shoulders and make a face.
right. I'm gonna agree with you as well because it's a natural thing, right? Unless they could tell it was like super absorbent. Thing looks like a flashlight or something. All right. Next F My Life situation sent to me by Jake. He said, today I now know how it feels to have a splinter of wood hammered a full inch underneath my fingernail.
Ugh.
Yeah. F My Life.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep, Austin.
Yeah, yeah.
100%, Jake. That's terrifying. All right, next up, my life situation sent to me by Christy. She said the other day I had to lie to my boyfriend and tell him that the red bumps around my nipples was heat rash, rather than admit that it was actually razor burn.
Ooh.
The hairy nips.
The old hairy nip.
Yes, it happens to the best of us. What do you say, Austin?
I'm gonna say Big Baby on that one.
I see you contemplating like this face. Like are you thinking about hairy nipples?
No.
Or?
I was contemplating whether it was an F my life or not.
Yeah.
I was also contemplating hairy nipples.
Yeah, okay.
I'm with him. I'm contemplating the scales of judgment. I'm going to say Big Baby. You got away with
Say
it.
Big
Yeah.
Baby. Austin, be honest with me. Are you jealous that Christy could grow more hair around her nipples than you can grow on your face?
A little bit.
All right. All right. We have one more F my life here. This was sent to me by Adrian. He said, today I confronted my wife because I thought the many hours a day she spends at a local coffee shop was so that she could smoke. Turns out she was cheating on me.
They saw me on my, not my hat's off. No.
I got 3 minutes for we're on. Yeah, audio. Yes, audio. I was just sharing Clarissa's F my life. She said went to Phoenix on the Greyhound road trip and was kicked out of or kicked off of the bus. I'm guessing because I had a beer and got stuck for 3 days after ending up taking a shuttle back to Tucson. No refund. Yeah, they don't fuck around. Open beverages there, so you got to be more discreet in that. So put it in a water bottle. That's how I do with vodka or tequila, and then we just label the water bottle not water.
Yeah.
And so that's our running joke amongst friends, like pass the not water.
Yeah.
We do that in Mexico all the time. Feeling really good about that. And man, I've been dreaming about Mexico. This weekend is Circus Mexicus, and I'm not going to be able to go. I'm a little disappointed by that. I got friends that are going down there. That's Roger Klein, the Peacemakers. That's like one of the biggest parties of the year in Rocky Point. And I don't know, maybe I'll go and crash on the beach just one night, do one day and come back because it is that good of a party. But
What exactly is it? I've never heard of this.
it's a music festival that happens in Rocky Point, thrown by Roger Klein, who is essentially Jimmy Buffett of the Southwest.
Mhm.
So it's not necessarily rock music. I mean, they got a bunch of bands on there like the Black Moods. You heard of the Black Moods. We play them on the station. Black Moods, another band as an example who put in the time and
Mhm.
eventually after like a decade broke through. They're
Yeah.
older guys. Oh, I had a poster of them just hanging up. But yeah, and honestly, to be honest with you, when I was up in Phoenix, I didn't think they were going to make it. So I wasn't really like pushing the Black Moods. I felt like their time had passed and I was wrong. And I'm fully admitting that I was wrong. And I saw them, I was just hearing their music and they were kind of part of the scene, but they're part of the older crowd.
Mhm.
It wasn't the bands I was focusing on at the time. And then I saw them play at Circus Mexicus a few years back, and this is before they blew up. And they changed my perspective on them 100%. I did a 180 because the power trio rock band is very difficult to pull off and execute at a high level. And they did that. Every performance they did all over town, and they were full-blown rock stars, but it was one of the best rock shows, and not even with great sound equipment or nothing, that I ever saw from a 3-piece, hands down. And then sure enough, they put together catchy songs that are getting played on radio stations all across the nation. They've been in national press. They performed halftime in the Phoenix Suns during the NBA Finals. I mean, they've been doing some big things, and I couldn't be happier because they are super nice guys. But yeah, that was a situation, one of the rare situations when it comes to bands that I was wrong. Fuck your phone, Austin.
Ringing.
Oh, well, phones do that.
Yeah, that's a problem with phones.
Such a spaz.
20 seconds before we get on to do our next segment. Are you ready for it?
Oh, I'm ready. Are
Okay.
you ready?
No, never,
Now I'm ready.
Never am.
Okay.
Never am. Let's see. Here we go. 8 seconds. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We're having a great time on the podcast broadcast and just messing with, what the hell's going on? Oh, man.
yeah. Dig it. That's
Ah.
right.
It's time for Macho News, I take it. Macho Man Randy Powers, everybody. Is something going on in the world of wrestling that we missed?
I don't know. Beef usually is pretty excited to see me, but nowadays I'm not sure what's going on. Beef's a little uptight, a little upset. It's Monday. Maybe he didn't get a chance to watch any of the superb professional wrestling that was out there this weekend. Yeah, dig it.
Well, what was going on this weekend? What did I miss?
A little event called Hell in a Cell. Yeah.
That was yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. Hell in a Cell. Hopping on top of you. Look at that. Not a rage in a cage. Not a penis in Uranus. No. Hell in a Cell. Look out.
All right. Well, what were some of the highlights from Hell in the Cell there, Macho Man Randy Powers?
I'll be honest with you. The biggest highlight was the main event, the Hell in a Cell match itself. An injured Cody Rhodes. Was he going to make it? We don't know. Cody's got a rocket strapped to him going up against Seth Rollins. Seth freaking Rollins. Yes.
Now, how was he injured? Was he kayfabe injured, like actually injured, or was it just fake?
Really injured because you could see it painted across his chest. He tore his pectoral muscle at a house show. He was purple, black, blue, red, all the colors of the rainbow there. It was ridiculous.
Oh, brutal. In fact, actually, I'm going to show a picture of what Cody Rhodes looked like on our podcast broadcast stream. And yeah, that's no joke. Look at that injury from Cody Rhodes. He was able to execute an entertaining match in Hell in a Cell, even with his pectoral muscle torn off his bone.
That's right, Beef. There's no rules, no holds barred. You can take a chair, get a kendo stick, maybe use a ladder. Who knows? So when you got some toys and gimmicks around, they're going to help you out and maybe not have to execute a suplex as usual.
Oh, yeah. So the highlight of the night for you was the main event. Were there other highlights to share, or was there a low light that you want to share?
I'll be honest with you. I got to wake up pretty early in the morning to do a radio show, so I only really watched that main event.
Okay. So, are you kidding me, Macho Man Randy Powers? You're blowing up my text messages talking about how it delivered, and you only watched the main event?
It's the only thing you got to see. Seeing's believing, and my eyes can't believe what I just saw. Yeah,
all right. Well, thank you for that update. I guess you could check out that Hell in a Cell on demand on Peacock app if you have it. That is the Macho News with Macho Man Randy Powers. Excellent job again, Powers.
Yeah.
We're going to hit the reset, be back with your beat tip right after this, or you can join us on the conversation on the Rock 102.1 podcast broadcast. That's it. Yeah.
It's somewhere, yeah.
All right. It was almost a smooth intro and outro. The intro was smooth. You don't like my being caught by surprise and be like, oh no, here we go again.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
The Macho Man would, of course, be like, what's going on? I don't understand. That's right.
Okay.
He's method. I forgot how method this man
The
is.
All right.
spotlight should be
Got
on top of me.
Christian
Yeah.
Bale
It's like the most
of
important
wrestling
man in
over
the
here.
world is talking and he's having a conversation.
Oh, God.
All direct quotes. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
You're not living on the edge.
You're taking up too much space.
Yeah, it is pretty wicked, though. This is bad news for wrestling fans, though. Bad news for Cody Rhodes because he had a rocket ship basically attached to his ass. They were going to push him to the moon and back. And rightfully so. He's, second generation star, and he put in the work and built his name outside of the WWE, came back. It was really cool. And then he's on this hell of a run and push. And while he was working out, he tore his pectoral
muscle.
Yeah, muscle.
Look at that.
Yeah. And he said he tore it right off the bone. And so obviously it looks painful and getting chopped. Did he get chopped in that, Bruce?
He got hit with a kendo stick on it. He went through a table.
Right.
Like now, Seth Rollins did take care of him like a bit. There was a few things definitely working just the left side a bit.
Yeah.
But they made it the story of the match.
Yes.
Because by the end of the match, you can see he can move his arm a bit. He can do some stuff.
Yeah.
But for the first bit of that match, he just lets it. He just doesn't use every movement. The crowd was stunned silent. They just didn't know how to feel because it was so hard to watch.
Yeah. And it was one of those things where, obviously the running narrative or the joke is like wrestling's fake and blah, 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 blah. But, the pain is real and there was no faking that. That wasn't makeup. And everyone in there, even the naysayers and the doubters can look at him and be like, that doesn't, I never tore my pectoral muscle.
Yeah.
I barely even built one. But, it seems like it would be painful.
In wrestling history and all the wrestling you've watched in 20, 30 years of wrestling, ever see a performer with an injury that looks like that and goes through it?
No. I mean, Triple H had the same injury and he showed pictures of it, but he was not wrestling.
Yep.
So that says a lot. And yeah, it's brutal. And
I was just going to say the only time I've seen that like in real life was a bodybuilder that comes into the dispensary with his dog. And for the longest time, he he just had that same exact thing. Told me almost the same story, and I was like, that is the most brutal thing I've ever heard, man. Like,
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I shook just listening to it. I was like, oh, dude, like,
yeah, it is brutal.
Heck
So
yeah.
there it is. This morning we were able to do a Florida man story. That was fun. And this one, it comes complete with a picture. In case you missed it, one little something like this. KFMA, it's Beef Vegan Presents. It's been a while since we did one of these stories, so you know it's going to be a doozy. Time for this week's Florida man.
Florida man, catch an alligator in the trash can. If you can't do it, no one can. Come on now, Florida man.
This week's Florida man comes complete with a news story audio attached to it. Check this out. Oh, yeah. It's probably some neck injuries for sure. You heard that right. A little bit of road loving. Show of hands. Who here has received road loving before?
Hello.
Oh, yeah. I put my hand up twice. It happened 2 times. All right. But yeah, this is not the injury that you'd expect to see here. And it's super dangerous. Now, considering at what point and position the woman was in, it could have damn near ripped the guy in half.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, a guy was receiving some love and driving. And apparently it was really good because he swerved into an oncoming FedEx truck.
Oh,
yes. And this is all during the act of lovemaking in a way. He apparently got distracted, right?
Mhm.
And luckily they say nobody was seriously hurt, but he did sustain quote unquote injuries to his private area. Now, it's not clear how bad those injuries were, but police say they were, quote unquote, due to what was going on time of the crash. So you can imagine.
Yeah, teeth marks.
Yes. Now, there's a photo that you're going to be able to see in the stream a little bit later of the man laying down. The woman is in agony as well. She's being attended to by 2 police officers to the left. The guy still has his pants down laying on the street, presumably screaming in agony.
Oh my goodness. Right, because it's not funny. They're still probably in a lot of pain. That's a hell of a collision. Look at that.
Absolutely. You're lucky to be alive. But yes, getting injured during road love definitely makes you a Florida man.
The Florida man.
Yes, it does, weirdo. It
Yes.
does count. All right. Yes.
It's in fact, it's worse. You never want to get caught doing that yourself, let alone how are you caught? Oh, well, a head-on collision, you know?
Yes, yes. You know, I actually had a friend named Fields who was a delivery driver, and he said that he's done it while out on the road doing that. And I was like, what? That's weird. It's so strange. Why would you do that? It's gross. And then I was just like, actually, this doesn't seem like that bad of an idea. If you're in like rush hour traffic and kind of stuck, it sucks. And you're just like, how would you make this rush hour like bumper to bumper traffic a little bit better? But okay.
Definitely if you're, on the 5 o'clock traffic in Los Angeles.
Yeah. And Christina, she said it right. It's easy to drive one hand. So you're just like this. You're like,
We really
Not
need
to
this
be-
visual?
Yeah,
Do we
you need that visual.
Okay.
You totally need it.
I don't know why he was doing it like that. That's really weird.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, it's Bag on Beef Day. That's cool.
Never.
While we were playing that clip, Austin revealed to me. What did he say exactly?
we were talking about how tired I am right now, and then
And I say it's like how I feel after show. It's like when you're in school and your head's dipping down.
yes.
Right? So what'd you say?
and I said, well, here's the difference. I actually want to be. I enjoy being here, and I never wanted to be in school.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I see Beef to my right, just looking down, shaking his head.
Yeah, it says a lot about the educational value of this show, and I took that.
Oh, is this an educational show? I thought we were looking for entertainment value.
Yes, it's a little bit of both, to be honest with you.
okay.
Yeah, I'd like to be educational and informal. Like we share a lot of information on a regular. Stuff that helps us out on everyday life, just certain hacks, studies, just to kind of get a better awareness of ourselves and others. And this is all stuff that over the years, accumulating water cooler talk topics makes me a conversationalist extraordinaire, even though I can't even pronounce words. But I'm always like regurgitating little stats and facts from these studies when I'm talking to friends and just in conversation. Be like, oh, did you know?
Yeah.
And something will just trigger. And it makes it for I feel like a pleasurable experience without being a Mr. Know-it-all. But yeah, I've from these things that I've accumulated over the past decade plus doing morning radio, I've come across a lot of nice and interesting information that's kind of helped me out through life, and I try to pass that on the same way. I actually have two things I want to share with you as I put my feet up and was relaxing.
I was gonna say
Because
he
we
looked
got a
like
beef
a,
tip.
I was waiting for him to put his like cap on with his, with the tassel and all that. And
You
then so
know-
like, let me tell you about chicks' boobs.
Yeah, no,
Some facts.
the more famous a dumb person gets, the more likely they're going to get a doctorate. I mean, there's so many dumb people that are technically doctors just because they got famous. You're like, oh, you're a doctor of your craft.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm dumb, yeah, but I'm I'm dumb. I'm dumb at this. No, I mean, I'm getting really good. I don't know. I started touching myself. Thanks, weirdo. You can't tell a perv a joke about touching himself without him wanting to touch himself.
He's been doing it ever since you commented that.
That whole
Yeah.
time.
Mhm.
That's why he leaned back and his feet went up. It was a little uncomfortable.
I needed to. All right. Here's are you in a friend zone with anyone? Have you ever been in a friend zone? I know you have.
I lived in the friend zone.
You're
in high
captain
school.
friend zone.
I
know.
was.
And so was I.
Maybe once early high school.
Right.
That's all I can only think of one.
So I came across a relationship expert's advice for moving out of the friend zone. All right. And 5 easy steps. Okay.
Whip it out.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, actually, maybe.
That's what I did.
That could be 6. So number 1, remind your friend why you're perfect for each other. Is step 1. All right. Step 2, focus on your chemistry together. Right. Step 3, be honest. Step 4, be true to yourself. And then step 5, acceptance, meaning, I guess, if none of this works, accept that you're too ugly to fuck.
These
But-
5 steps apply to a lot of topics, I think.
Yeah, that's
think
true.
so.
But, with this, you got to think about how badly a friend handled trying to take things from friend zone to relationship. But, one of the best things anyone could do in finding a relationship is establishing a friendship first. It's a lot of stuff we don't do. We usually have those explosives. I'm attracted to you. You're attracted to me. Let's bang. And then we find out after we start banging that we're not necessarily compatible. So really, it's all about establishing that friendship first. Difficult to do, though, especially nowadays, and as you get older, because those relationships are more likely to move faster into the physical realm than the whole taking it slow, get to know you thing. And I think that's probably why so many like high school sweetheart relationships last.
Yeah.
Because they genuinely establish a friendship and relationship. But
Well, high school's the best chance for all that stuff, as I find.
yeah.
Because then you watch people
Are
go
on
out.
air. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. The time flew by in the podcast broadcast.
Did today. I can't believe it.
Yeah, we had a great show today, if we say so ourselves.
We do.
Tell your friend. It was amazing, and then you should check us out. Really, word of mouth is all we have. It's all we have available in our budget. We can only afford word of mouth. So
Yes.
make sure you tell a friend to check out Beef Vegan Presents. I will appreciate it, and Powers appreciets it, and
we
Austin
can
is
we can
phone.
get Austin a phone stand. It'll be
Yeah.
great. They're $1, I think.
Perfect.
Yes. Tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., I got a concert announcement, a really cool concert that's coming to town, and I'll have tickets for said concert before it goes on sale. And I'll also be giving away tickets for Buck Cherry. So that's the listener bait.
Mhm.
But I have a couple things I want to cover before we leave, because as always, I'd like to leave you with a beef tip. All right. So here's your beef tip today. Use psychology hacks. Psychology hacks actually work in some situations, whether we're talking about dating or just conversating with like a stranger trying to make a friend. So when you're having a conversation with someone, there are hacks to make it a smoother talk and make you be able to read the room a little bit better. This, according to a psychology expert who's known as Austy J on TikTok.
Okay.
All right. Did I lose you there? I know it's a TikTok expert, but still, it kind of makes sense. They say pick a word when they're talking, right? When you're talking to someone, say you're a girl on a date, and then smile and nod every time they use it. Now, if they like you, they'll start to use it more and more, right?
What are we training dogs here? Okay, keep going.
Yeah, this is, again, psychology, subconscious, working in your favor. If you want someone to take what you're saying more seriously, it will help to tell them that your father, mother, or any parental figure told you about it. Like my dad was telling me about this psychology hack he used to use back in the day, worked for him every time. You interested? Now you're paying attention,
Oh,
right? And finally, when someone gives you an excuse for something, stay quiet. Why? Because they'll end up talking themselves into a corner and lose confidence in their own story. And trust me, when I bump into management in the hallway, I'm going to use this tactic. Just be quiet and just look.
Mhm.
and I'll just listen and listen and listen and listen until everything that was just said completely gets reversed. But like, you know what? Actually, we're gonna not fire powers. Like,
You keep your mouth shut. That's good.
all right, so there you go. Those are 3 different psychology hacks that you can use in conversation to give you the upper hand, and that's your beef tip today. I'd like to thank everybody for listening to the show. Don't forget, you can check out the podcast broadcast on demand, youtube.com/beefvegan. Riley's up next, and then Mucho is covering for Razor in the afternoon today. So shout out to Mucho. Keep it here all day long. Till then, drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later. Peace, guys.
Sign off.
Thank you.
You will come and end to all your grief. But if you've been mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your teeth.